Hey Libra, welcome to your full moon in Libra reading for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. So we're going to be looking at what your Celtic cross is saying for this full moon's energy. We're going to be taking a look. It's going to be more based on spirituality because I am using the Osho Zen Tarot deck, which is this deck. Fabulous deck if you guys are interested in spiritual work for yourselves. This is a great deck to have, okay? So we're going to be taking a look, and we're also using the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck for an extra message, and the universe messages. No, what is it called? The notes from the universe on love and connection. That's what it is, sorry. In the description box below, I've listed the decks that I'm using. So not everything will resonate. Be mindful of that. You know, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't, and that's okay. Also, I'm not telling you what to do. The Oracle's not telling you what to do. Ultimately, you have free will. Therefore, you make the best judgment for you and those involved, okay? So we can get started, Libra, once I've completed the shuffling here. I wish I had a better angle for you guys to see the cards, but I just don't. All right, Libra. OMG. Libra, I don't make this stuff up, okay? You saw me shuffling. You have the Justice card. That is your card. You're right here, front and center of your reading. Breakthrough in this deck. I think you are definitely going to benefit a humongous load of energy, okay? Beneficial energy for you, Libra. With this breakthrough card here, the Justice card, this is you, I feel like, finally being good within yourself, having this aha moment as well. You know, it's almost like the good karma is coming to you. Now, for those of you who had bad karma coming towards you, you know, it's not even about being good or bad. It's just the fact that there are things that we need to experience, that we need to learn, that are going to elevate us to a much higher level of consciousness, okay? A much higher level in our spiritual growth. And it's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing because it helps us in our relationships with other people. It helps us in our own day-to-day life. It helps us to really look at a situation and come to terms with accepting it, with seeing another person's point of view, or maybe just having fresh eyes with an unbiased perspective, things of this nature. Now, the Justice card as well is about serving justice. It's possible that you're feeling good, that things are going your way. I was going to say running your way, but that's just translated very poorly. Anyway, so with the Justice card, serving justice, right? What's right and wrong, and things are starting to get a little more balanced out. And this Libra full moon is about things balancing out. It's about the scales in relationships equaling out. All right. Now, if that's what you're waiting for, I feel like it's coming to you. So be open and receptive to this energy. You have the Creator here, which is the King of Wands, and that's crossing your energy. So Libra, it's possible that you could be dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. You don't have to be, but it's possible that you could be, or you might have fire in your chart, okay? Now, if you're dealing with a fire sign, this fire sign is kind of blocking you from having this breakthrough, okay? Because he's crossing your energy. He or she, doesn't matter, is crossing your energy. But the thing is, I don't feel like they're doing it with bad intent. It's just that they themselves are having this aha moment as well. They themselves are going through spiritual awakening, a spiritual growth, or just to the next level of their spiritual journey, okay? Did you catch how many times I said spiritual? So with the fact being here, because you see both of these characters, light emitting from them, and it's almost like in their solar plexus, right? With the chakras, if you resonate with that, or if you know anything about the chakras, with the solar plexus here, it's much about being in tune with who you are, right? Your desires, your passions, your ability to manifest your power. Now, at the bottom here, we have celebration, which is the Three of Cups. Okay? And the Three of Cups with the celebration card, it's also about being joyous. Maybe you're celebrating with this person. Okay, it doesn't have to be a fire sign. It could be somebody who is just a very fiery person. Maybe they're very passionate. Maybe they're kind of like 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's cold kind of thing. They have like this lust for life kind of thing. Okay. With the Three of Cups, you could be celebrating with this person. You could be reuniting with this person once again. And maybe that was the breakthrough. Maybe it was this aha moment in which you guys figured out how to reconcile with each other, how to forgive and start all over again. It's possible. If not, this could just be the energy of both of yous within yourselves. Okay? Having a celebration because you are going through, you're using kind of like this full moon energy saying, finally, it has happened. Everything has come together is what I'm getting. Now, in the past, you have the King of Cups, which is healing in this deck. And in the past, you guys were going through a healing period, okay? If not you and whoever you're dealing with, then it's just you in particular, or it could be just, you might be seeing a change or maybe a small change in whoever you're dealing with, okay? This could go vice versa. If cross watchers, you're resonating with it. The King of Cups is somebody here who has a lot of emotions, but the thing is, he doesn't really show his emotions. He's also a person who, you know, sometimes people think that the King of Wands, we have two kings here. Sometimes people think that the King of Wands is the person who has the sexual drive. But the King of Cups is somebody who has a sexual drive. Now, with being a king, this is coming to the level in which you're able to have a self-control. Now, what do I mean by this? The thing is, so we have certain desires, okay, that come very natural to us. But being that we have a conscience, being that we are functional, thinking human beings, there are things that we need to take it down a notch, things that we need to control, self-control, okay? Self-control is key. And that's actually how you serve justice with the Justice card. Self-control, because without self-control, it's almost like you do whatever you want. Who cares what the other person thinks? And it's almost like what society feeds us. Because society feeds us good things, but behind it, there's a different agenda. If you get what I'm saying, okay? And I'm not talking about conspiracy theories or anything of that nature. I'm just saying that it's just, it is what it is, okay? Society will say something that is good, and because it is good, people think, oh, wow, it's good. But behind it, there are bits and pieces that are not good, which in turn, in the future, we get so used to these little bits and pieces being actually toxic energy, and it brings into the future, and it's like we're okay with it because we're used to it already. And then other things change. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like I almost feel like spirituality or being like in Zen mode kind of thing has been, you know, a few years back, it has been something that really people didn't really know about, or people didn't talk about this stuff, and it was more of people who were, you know, of Eastern religions or Eastern spirituality, etc. You know what I mean? And now it seems like in the West, it's become a huge thing. Like every corner you go to, there's a yoga place. Every book you see at, you know, the bookstore, it's about creating a new life for yourself and starting to be who you truly are, okay? But there's a mask here. And with this breakthrough, it's breaking free of what seems to be okay, but really truly finding yourself and breaking free. Like it's not, I'm not following a certain trend because it's cool or because, you know, it seems like it's nice ideas, I'm gonna try it, but it's actually saying, okay, I'm gonna see what this is, right? The Justice is about the justice system. It's about right and wrong. It's about seeing things clearly for what they are. And it's like, okay, let me see, what is this all about? And then you gather through your own experiences, through your own higher self, through your own thoughts and feelings, etc. That's when you can actually decipher and say, you know what, is this a good thing for me? Is this actually what I feel inside is something that I believe in? Something that makes up who I am? You know, does this coincide with the morals that I actually believe? Not the morals that were taught to me, because yes, there are morals that were taught to us that, you know, stick with us because they're true. And then there are other things that were taught to us by our parents that we kind of rebelled as a teenager, and then maybe rebelled in our 20s, and then in our 30s we started to think, well, you know, I don't know if I really believe in this anymore. I don't really know if this is something that's a value that I hold within myself. And then you start to build your life, you know. I don't know, for some of you, if you follow Vedic astrology, there is the Navamsha chart, which is the D9 chart, and it speaks about your second part of life. And your second part of life is usually at around 32, 33 years old and so on. That's when you actually become who you truly are, okay, we can say, quote unquote. Now, yes, we have the natal chart, which is who we are as well. But the thing is, as we grow, we change. Now, certain people don't change. But this is a whole nother story, and I don't want to prolong the video. Okay, Libra, it's also possible that you might be dealing with two people. Okay, with the King of Wands here and the King of Cups, it's possible that right now you're currently with a fire sign or interested in a fire sign, and in the past you were dealing with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be, but this could be here. We do have the Three of Cups here, third party situation as well. I'm just going to throw it out there. Not everybody is dealing with that situation, obviously, but I'm sure there are a few who are. Now, if this is the case, in your crown, we have intensity, and intensity is the Knight of Wands here. And we all know that people consider the Knight of Wands as the player card of the tarot, the guy who comes in and out. He has that passion that I was talking about in the beginning. You know, it's all great, and then all of a sudden the flame dies down, and it's like, where'd you go? On to the next one. All right. And so, and it's exactly this, the intensity, this intense feeling that you get. So you might be, okay, you might be feeling this intensity right now. That it's intense thoughts in your head, thoughts that come in and out, maybe even questioning yourself a little bit. Who do I choose? Possibly could be, maybe you're playing two people here. Or maybe somebody here is playing you. Could go either way, could go vice versa, you know. Anybody could be watching this video, and not everybody who is a Libra or has Libra in their chart has the same exact situation, all right? Because, like I said, it could go vice versa. For some of you, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands, participation, which I'm getting that maybe some of you are currently already in the relationship, but are participating in third-party energy. A participation as well. It's about this equal give and take. People say that this card is kind of like the twin flame and whatnot. And so many people say, oh, I want my twin flame. I want to find my twin flame. But in reality, do you? Do you? Because sometimes we ask the universe for things that we don't really want. We could be like, universe, please, you know, God, give me patience because I really need it. Oh, and God gives you patience. You know how God gives you patience? By giving you a situation in which you have to practice patience. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh God, why didn't I just have a little patience? Well, here's your chance. Here's your chance to practice what you want. Because every virtue, everything that is just good, we need to practice it. Even though in our soul, okay? Because if we are co-creators with God, or if God lives in us, okay? God, universe, don't be offended, whatever label you want to give, then it should come natural to us, right? Yes. But being that we live in this 3D world, we don't live in the realms of the angels and guides and whatnot. We live in this 3D world, okay? And this world is purposely for experiencing, because I'm almost sure that when we become closer to the universe, when we ascend, okay, that's the word, when we ascend, we just become happy beings. There is no sadness, there is no fear, there is no anger. It's just pure happiness because it's pure light and pure love, because that's what the universe is. God is pure love. Now, being in this 3D world, we get to experience everything. Now, the point is, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with this energy, Libra? This is for you, this is for me, this is for anybody. It doesn't matter what sign you are, really. How do you deal with this? And over here in the near future, we have the Seven of Wands, which is the stress card. Is it possible that you're dealing with this energy in a stressful way? It's stressing you out. It's a little too much for you. It's a little hectic. And it's like you're saying, you know what, universe, it's a little too much for me. I need to block this and that. Okay? Be aware, though. Be aware of how you're feeling. Because, you know, it's really like, I feel like a trending thing in which we teach adults and we teach smaller children to understand their feelings, be in their feelings. Oh, this is how I feel. But I don't think people are comprehending the fact that, yes, this is how I feel, but I'm not going to act upon it. Or, yes, this is how I feel. Now, the rest is, why do I feel like this? What is the root cause of this? Do people actually go deep inside to do this? Or is it just like, oh, I feel sad. Okay, I feel sad because Joe Bob hurt my feelings. And that's it. And we just tend to leave the blame on the other person instead of disregarding the fact that the feelings are ours and it stems from something else. It does not stem from Joe Bob. I mean, it could. Let's say it does stem from Joe Bob. Okay, the point that I was trying to make is to dig deep within ourselves to actually find the root of the issue and heal that, okay? Now, let's say it was Joe Bob that's hurting your feelings. Is what he's doing the right thing? Absolutely not. We know that. That's obvious. You don't need to keep telling yourself that Joe Bob is being a prick and then just stay in that mentality of victimization. Okay, which it's so funny because I thought victimization and then I thought hangman, which we have the hangman here, which is new vision. All right, which I'll get to that card soon. I see the cards here, but because they're not the actual Rider-Waite deck, so it's not like something that I look at and I'm like, oh, that's the card. Okay, moving on. So the point is not being stuck in poor me. I'm the one that feels bad. Joe Bob now needs to apologize to me. I apologize if your name is Joe Bob. It's just, I don't know, a name that I like to use when I'm giving an example. So it's not about saying that it's just Joe Bob who's hurt your feelings. It's about understanding, one, why you are reacting in a certain way. I'm going to give you an example. You know when we're first dating people and it's like we love everything about them, right? And even little things that they do that might not be so okay, we kind of let it slide sometimes. And it's like, it's okay, whatever. And we kind of disregard that. Now, being that you're used to this person, and it's almost like at a point in which you feel like, well, you're an adult now, you should know that what you're doing is wrong. We kind of get into this very judgmental period, and we fail to, we fail to be compassionate. We fail to understand that once we let certain things slide, but why not now? And if it's because Joe Bob has been stepping all over you, and now you're setting up boundaries, because the Seven of Wands is setting up boundaries as well, then good. This is a good thing, okay? And so Joe Bob comes into your reality to help you learn this skill. It's not exactly what I wanted to say, but kind of learn this skill on how to stick up for yourself, on how to respect yourself, because maybe you weren't respecting yourself at first. And I just looked at the time, and it's 20 minutes, 20 seconds, and I need to keep moving, or else it's going to be too long. Okay, so, and if this is a third-party situation, there's a lot on your plate. There's a lot on your plate here, and something here is going to have to give, meaning you yourself are going to come to this breakthrough. Either you can't hold it any longer, you need to make a choice, because I feel like it's almost like, and you know what, if you're not juggling another person, it's possible that you're juggling career and your love life, okay? Third party could be anything. It could be somebody who keeps talking in your ear and they're just gossiping and kind of hindering the relationship that you currently have with another person. All right, so as you see yourself here as the Leo card, courage, strength. You could have Leo in your chart. You might be dealing with the Leo because of this fire sign that's here present. Courage is about how you're seeing yourself, right? This breakthrough card, breaking through, the light shining within. It's like, I'm free to be mean. And this is almost the same energy. The flower growing right here, where it seems like it was once dead, but I'm not dead. I'm still here. I was just taking the time to rejuvenate, to recover, to find out who I am, to stick up for myself, to love myself, and bam, there you are growing. It's fantastic, all right? As the other one is seeing you is the Hangman. That's how your external, it's supposed to be your external forces, external environment. It could be affecting you, and the way that it's affecting or maybe even viewing you is this Hangman energy, in which you've done this introspection, this enlightenment. Somebody could be viewing you as trying to be a victim here, or somebody here who's sacrificing, maybe for the betterment of the relationship, or somebody who is sacrificing but complaining that they're making the sacrifice, okay? Could go either way. This is also Pisces, so it's possible that you're dealing with a Pisces as well. Have Pisces in your chart. Now we have Venus card here. Your hopes and wishes, the Empress, creativity. Now I feel like you hope to grow, and it's to grow within yourself, to be more abundant. I'm getting that some of you might be listening to videos on YouTube about abundance, listening to those subliminals, the music, to help you become more abundant. Maybe some of you are trying to manifest more abundance, more creativity, more of this feeling of being full, okay? But be mindful not to think that outside things are what's going to keep us full, but it's what's inside. Once we heal that, once we work on that, once we fill up inside, we feel full, okay? You're not going to surround yourself with a bunch of food and feel full. You're going to eat the food, right? You eat the food, and even eating the food, you're still not full. Once it comes down, it digests, it does what it's got to do, that's when it stays. That's when it's full. You get it? All right. So moving on, your outcome here is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, understanding. No, sorry, the Page of Cups, understanding. Now, this is coming to the period of, after this period of enlightenment, right? New vision, of having a new perspective, of being courageous, this breakthrough moment, serving justice, etc., all these wonderful words here. That's when we come to an understanding period. It could be that if you are dealing with Joe Bob, like I said previously, you're coming into this period in which you get where he's coming from. It's almost like you have a little bit of compassion for the guy, because it's like, here all along I was judging him, and I didn't even know that when he was a little kid, he would cry and he wanted love from his parents, and his parents kind of just shoved him in his room. Or like, let's give an example, today's day and age, a child who just wants to be picked up and the mom or the dad, whatever, just shoves the phone in the kid's face because I just don't want to deal with you right now. Okay? You're starting to become a little more understanding of why this person is behaving this way. Maybe you're even coming to the conclusion that you need to apologize. Or you might be telling me, oh, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. It was Joe Bob. Well, maybe you're coming to the conclusion in which you think, I need to go apologize because I've been killing Joe Bob in my heart this whole time because he's made me suffer. And you go to Joe Bob and, Joe Bob, listen, you've made me suffer so much, and inside of me, I've literally, not literally, I've killed you inside of my heart. I've detached my feelings from you because I just feel completely hurt, and I'm sorry for that. And who knows what Joe Bob might be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I didn't even know you felt this way. Or Joe Bob might be like, oh, thinking to himself, oh yeah, I knew she was suffering all along, but I just didn't want to admit it. And then because you were the first one to admit it, you were the first one to come to apologize, come to be the bigger person, that's when Joe Bob is like, you know what, I'm sorry for this. Or it could go completely south, right? And you tell Joe Bob, and Joe Bob is like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And you're just like, keep your composure, okay? The justice is about keeping composure under pressure as well. This courage to take whatever is coming your way. So if Joe Bob completely is like, I don't care about your apology, I don't need any of this and whatnot, who cares? You did your part. You're the one living in your shoes. You're the one living your karma. You're the one living your consequences, etc., etc., etc. And you know what? People tend to forget that there are old remedies, such as like back in the day, people still do this now, but it was more of a thing. I feel like people would actually respect the fact that there are certain times in which you fasted, in which you've alms giving, not giving to charities, but actually giving to the poor, like a homeless person. Because, you know, when you give your money to a homeless person, you don't know what they're going to do with it. You give it to a charity, you know what they're going to do with it. But giving it to a poor person, it's like, I don't know if they're going to buy food or if they're going to buy drugs. But just the fact that you're giving it, this is a remedy, okay, to clear out some karma, to actually help in the self-control that I previously spoke about, all right? Oh my goodness, it's already almost 30 minutes. I'm so sorry, Libra. All right, Libra. You know what? You got an extra long message because it is your full moon. Libra, sun, moon, and rising. All right, Libra. We're going to get the first card that fell out. Commander Ashtar. Call to action. Take charge. Lead by example. Walk your talk. Fabulous. Walk your talk. You've discovered who you are. You've seen the light within you. You're growing. You're having courage. You're having strength. You're coming to this place of understanding, of compassion. And you know what? If you're not, it's coming. Okay? Be aware the universe is trying to push you in that direction. Okay? So let down your guard a little bit. Practice the goodness that you already have inside. Don't let your ego, don't let your pride, okay? Because the strength card is also about pride, okay? Don't let your pride take over. Let this hangman energy of enlightenment, of seeing the other side of the coin, of giving the other person justice, not just to yourself. This is what it's calling for you to do, okay? We come here to love. It's what we come here to do. It's not to just fulfill ourselves. People live by this whole YOLO, you only live once ideology, and we kind of tend to forget that it's not that it's our world and people are living in it to a certain extent, okay, but you know what I mean. Okay. Dwell on what you love. And I'm going to read the back. And it says, Asking someone to change is like pruning a tree. Neither will ever be the same again. Scarier still is that you can't quite know in what new directions they'll grow. I wouldn't change a leaf on you, the universe. Beautiful. Joe Bob, if you're dealing with Joe Bob, the message here is to love Joe Bob the way they are. They will change because sometimes maybe nobody loved Joe Bob. And now that his true self is coming out and you're currently not loving him the way he is, he's still rebelling like he used to when he was a teenager or a kid or whatever. And if he sees a little bit of love within you, it might make him have this breakthrough as well. Or maybe this already currently happened. All right. If not, okay, if you are saying bye to Joe Bob, then this is about having closure. Okay, going to Joe Bob and having closure and saying, listen, you know, doing your part in closing up the cycle. All right, Libra, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. We made it. Oh, 31 minutes. Bye, guys.